Hey everybody, Tanner Milne here. Today, it's a bit of a concept with a tool, and I will say this is funny because I feel like in almost every instance, things that I do and apply and I'm really passionate about, I could trace many folks that have sort of converted to that mindset philosophy tool, and I honestly can't name one in this case, but. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Evernote. Evernote is the tool, but the concept is, and honestly, if you want to learn more about this, I learned in October about a guy named Tiago Forte. He's a Brazilian. Um, he has come up with this concept called building a second brain. So I just wanted you to see this. I found this. I've been following him on LinkedIn, and he's got some really good material. Um, Building a second brain versus um, getting things done philosophy. So, how he sort of captures, and I won't go all into this, but just this idea of building a second brain. And the reason I'm giving this as an introduction is I was at this program in October, and I was showing a gentleman how I use Evernote to sort of just capture. I basically have said it's my second brain before I knew anything about Thiago Forte, building a second brain. This is how I've been using Evernote for, I guess, I probably should look before I would have gotten into this. Um, I guess it doesn't really matter, but nonetheless, let me get into it. So Evernote, and look, Google Docs, a note, but I want from a tool perspective, what I want to share here is the idea of just having a single source to just dump all your everything. And so I'm going to show you, I'm a heavy journaler, but I'm going to give you a few different examples so you can see the idea here and having a single, this doesn't replace, say, like a notebook I'll get into some of these other things in future videos because I've got some things I want to share here. But here's an example. So a current book that we're reading as a team, Positive Intelligence. So I've just started to book questions. Shane ran the book review for our team, and I put his questions here. I put some of my thoughts here as I'm just kind of jotting things down. I took the two assessments and I took screenshots and I pasted them here. So it's like all of it's here. If I ever wanted to go back to and pull up what was my score at that time, it's all in here. So that's one. And I'll show another example of, I've kind of evolved over the years. After I read a book, I'm always constantly reading. This is Strength to Strength. I finished this last week. I would love to share some more of this, but I'm not going to at this point. As I'm writing in the back and I'm making highlights throughout the book, I do a quick review and then I'll throw it all into Evernote. And in some cases, I'll take pictures and do different things, but I dump it all here so that if I ever want to go back and say, man, I really liked this or that, I can go, it's all in Evernote. I've got thousands of notes, and in some cases, deep notes in. And I'll show you one other example that's just like life-specific type of stuff. Donation receipts. I made a donation, and it's like, where do you keep all this stuff, right? So I take pictures of everything. Costco card, insurance cards, things that you don't want to carry all the time, but you're like, at some point, someone's going to say, what's your number for this or what's that? I just park it all in Evernote, and you can capture this, whether it's like, what do I do with this receipt from, or, a form from the doctor, what have you. I put everything in this second. This is my second brain. Evernote's my second brain, all across the board. Find a tool that works for you. Evernote's been incredible. I capture all my things here, and when people say, let's create a collaborative document, I always have started it in Evernote. I've just not gotten anyone to really convert over to Evernote, and my intent here is not to convert. It's more just to share a tool that has been extremely effective for me over all the years. I can't think of a day I haven't used Evernote where I've parked something in it. Even, I track, here's my tools of the week for as long as I've been doing tool of the week. I think so. My first video must have been November 3rd, 2022, and I've just kept it here, crossed it off the list and kept track. So hope you have a great week. Sorry, this one went long.